Hey man. Alright, so the lights went off. You've got to rebuild. We got a book review today. We got book 2 of the Stonemont series. We don't have book 1 of the Stonemont series because I can't get it back in in the house. I lent it to somebody. I think the Burley Carpenter has it this time. Uh, and so I can never have it here when I'm ready to do a video. I should have done this video a long time ago. The author of these books, this is called the Stonemont series. I think the book 3 is going to be out soon. Right now, book 1 and book 2. The author Stephen Smith sent these to me. They were really good. I really enjoyed them, and I should have done a video a lot early on them. But part of it was I was reading the first book and was going to wait for the second. Wait till I read the second book to do the review. Then Mariah was reading the books. We lent them to someone else who was reading the books. I finally just got the second book back and finished it, and I think one night. And I've got the first books lent out again already. Really interesting series. So the go. The premise. All right, come back here. Hey, sorry, come here. The premise is that the guy Jim, I can't remember Jim's last name now, is standing in line at a barbecue shack and the lights go out. Cell phones go out. No one knows what's going on. He's prepared, though he does. And the series is about how he rebuilds after the lights go out. It fits in this real neat category of fiction that I've always kind of enjoyed. Back when I used to read a lot. You can call it utopian fiction or political fiction. The best example, modern example I can think of is Starship Troopers. If you've read the book and not just seen the movie, the book's much different than the movie. The actual book Utopia, I think, falls into this category. There was a one I read by Jack London called The Iron Boot, or The Iron Heel. And there's been a lot of these books, but some of them fall into this category a little more readily than others. And it's utopian fiction where someone talks about the world as it should be through a fictional story. And I kind of think that's what Smith's done here. Is he's written the world the way it should be, or the way he feels it should be, through this literary device of the grid going down, the lights go out. It takes to the end of the second book before they find out what really happened. But this guy was prepared. The protagonist in this story, Jim. What was Jim's last name? It's going to bother me now. He was prepared, and he was able to rebuild, and he was able to bring some family members nearby, and they were able to, save people's lives and everything. You think about it when you're in the preparedness lifestyle. Now, Jim was really prepared. I mean, this guy was extraordinarily prepared, far more than anyone else I really know. I don't know how much of the author is reflected in the main character. If he's as prepared as his main character is, then we all want to live near him. The most interesting part about these books is they're a good read. Don't get me wrong, they're a good read. So I should say the most interesting part, that you get sucked into this story. I caught myself getting very emotionally engaged at times. Sometimes very, very angry. Sometimes very happy. There were some poignant moments. They're good books to read. But some of the most interesting stuff is, of course, what it makes you think about. What would you do, and how would you handle this, and what should you do differently? Stonemont is the basically, I think it's going to turn into a town. I'm not sure yet, but Stonemont is the home where they live. I wouldn't be welcome at Stonemont. Reading Mr. Smith's book here, he wouldn't. I'm not the kind of guy he would want at his place. But his point is not to try to turn me into the men who would want to be with him, but to make me kind of think about how I would want to rebuild, what I would want society to look like, and make me take some basic. All of his readers take some basic responsibility for the what if. We do live in a fragile society. It might not ever happen, and if it doesn't, fine. But if it does, what if? And that's kind of the coolest part about these books. They're the Stonemont series. Book 1 is called Reversion. Book 2 is The Revival. I'm not sure what if he's announced the title of book 3 yet.
He's got
The Renewal.
a YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel called Integrative Preparedness. Book 3 is going to be called The Renewal. And what is Jim's first name? Or last name? Wyatt. Jim Wyatt. Kind of like Mike Steele. Jim Wyatt. Anyway, so neat books. This Mr. Smith kind of found the channel when we were smaller. He reached out to us and offered these to us. He did not ask us for a review or a video. I think he was just sharing his books with us. I will put a link to where you can buy the books in the description of the video if you're interested. I don't know if you can find these at a library or anything. Apparently I'm lending mine all over the world, so let me know. I'm sure I'll lend you mine whenever the Burley Carpenter gives it back. But check out Integrative Preparedness. He's got a YouTube channel. His books are, like I said, a good read. Even if you're just interested in an adventure story, and it's an entertaining read. And then if you start thinking, if you want to go farther down the rabbit hole and how should society be set up, what's wrong with society today, it can elevate itself to that category of utopian fiction. Kind of fun, especially with a guy or you've met. So there you go. Integrative Preparedness, Stephen C. Smith, the Stonemont series. It's a good read. It'll make you think. It'll entertain you. Book 1 is the reversion. Book 2 is the revival. And the renewal is coming in 2019, according to the back flap. And he has a Facebook page. It's Stonemont series. There's a little dash in it. Stonemont-series. And then I will put his email address into the description below too. It is scsmith@integrativepreparedness.com. Check him out, man. We appreciate you. Thank you.